This is Al Foran for OooschTV here at Ballybrack Boxing Club with Andy Lee. Andy, how are you, pal?
Great, Al. Thanks for coming down.
Always great. This is our second time here. Great gym. A lot of history here. Love all the Olympians on the wall, all of the different posters. It's a proper old school gym, isn't it?
Yeah, the Ballybrack Boxing Club. Plenty of young, good champions coming out of here. And we're training a few ourselves. But this is a humble, it's a humble gym, a humble area. As you can see, but the great things come from humble beginnings, and people get a good kick out of seeing Joe Parker walking down the street and Ben Whitaker, Hamzah Sheeraz, Paddy Donovan. So it's good stable of lads, and they're all training hard here.
Yeah, it's been a great few months for you with regards to all of these fighters coming along. The likes of Hamza, Ben, Joe, you've had a couple of years, and Paddy, obviously, with his recent fight against Crocker. But we'll talk about Hamza because he's the subject today. How have you found training him? It seems as if the two of you have just clicked straight away.
Yeah, personality has a lot to do with it. How you gel together, how you work together, getting to know each other, getting to trust each other, spending a lot of time together, one-on-one talking in the gym and outside the gym. It's very important. But as a fighter, his talent has been there to be seen, and I don't think I'm changing much about him or doing anything that he hasn't already done before. It's just about refining little things. He can punch very hard. Extremely hard puncher. My elbows are in bits from the pads, and we're quietly confident about the upcoming fight.
One of the things that I kind of view about you as a trainer is that you brought Joe Parker along, you've brought Hamza along, and Ben Whitaker. Do you kind of find key components in a fighter's overall ability and skill that they never knew they had?
No. I don't think I do. I think the
Do
fighter.
you think they do though?
No,
Do you think
I think the fighter does all the work. The fighter is doing all the work. He has to believe. He has to buy in. He's the one. He's the one dedicating himself, sacrificing things. But it's no sacrifice because it's a pleasure to do, and we have a great schedule. I've devised this schedule of training over years through my own career as a fighter, but also as a coach. And I think I fine-tuned it. Now, I always will fine-tune it, but we've got a great schedule of training and bringing the fighters to the absolute peak come fight night. But no, these guys do all the work. They're super talented. For me, it's easy. It's not an easy job, but it is an easy job. You know what I mean? I'm not teaching them. We're into the advanced stage. Even though they're very advanced stage fighters and they can do all advanced things, like they're world-class fighters or at the highest game, I'm teaching them what they would. I'm trying to teach them. I'm practicing what they would learn if they were beginning kids. So I'm teaching these guys what I'd teach at 8-year-old, basically, and it's the same stuff. We only practice the basics and the fundamentals. That's all we practice. Everything else comes because these guys are so advanced.
Well, just because I viewed you training, the likes of Joe and Paddy and Hamza today, and it just seems as if it's a very relaxed approach as well. They're relaxed. There's also kind of there's a bit of a family atmosphere. It's a temporary family in essence, isn't it, for, a good few weeks?
It's mad because you have such, we're in the trenches together, that type of mentality, and it's a bunker mentality. But then we'll have this fight, and then he'll be gone to Dubai and his family will be gone back to London. I'll be here in Dublin, and there'll be another fighter in the door, and then the whole thing starts again. Where it'll be Joe next, then Paddy, then Ben. You know what I mean? So, and then by the time that comes around, Hamza will be lined up again. But I do it's nice for me to spend time with people. I have to like them. This is not just I'm not a mercenary as a coach. Like coaches, it's not a job, but I'm interested in him as a person. I find out about his background, his upbringing, and all of that stuff. You have to invest your time with these people.
It's a brilliant approach.
Yeah, you have to. And if you're going to if I'm going to be here with you training you, or I could be at home doing something for myself. It has to be worthwhile. You have to be worthwhile. It has to be worthwhile for me. The person has to be worthwhile investing in, and Hamza certainly is, and all the boys I train certainly are. So, yeah, it's as as rewarding for me as it is, hopefully for them.
I think it's a credit to you as well because you're in demand, and that's probably one of the reasons why. But we'll talk about this fight, especially that press conference a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I think what Berlanga was kind of saying in the press conference was all pretty much white noise to Hamza and pretty much to you too, was it?
Yeah, no, it was entertaining. He did a lot of talking about me, which was weird. Yeah. And then he put up a post the other day, just tagging me in it with a 50 Cent song.
What was the song?
You're just a gangster, but you never caught nothing. What's that one you know on?
Which, is it from his first album?
Shopper.
Oh, the Window Shopper, yeah.
I said I was a window shopper. Yeah. I didn't reply to him, but it was a good laugh. Yeah. He's an entertaining character, and I think he's quite emotional, but yeah, for Hamza, it's about just, don't give it any energy, focus on the job. I think Berlanga's in for quite a shock, really. The American attitude is always, they don't respect or rate fighters from the UK and Ireland. They see, you're just coming over here to take a beat and take a paycheck and go home. But he's in for a shock because one thing about Hamza that I can see is very striking is his mental strength and his determination. With other fighters, you got to spend a lot of time talking about, you worry about them, but with Hamza, he is 100% focused and belief is through the roof. And I think it's coming from the hard work we're doing, but it's also come from inside. His faith is a big part of it too. So yeah, I think Berlanga's in for a shock.
Well, it's going to be a big fight. It's going to be a fantastic fight. We are. Yes, we are. Yeah. OooschTV are coming. No, we can't wait for it. Yeah. There's one thing I just want to talk about as well. Just Joseph Parker. Obviously, he's unbelievable performance in Riyadh a few months ago. And he's got to be waiting in the wings, hasn't he, with this Usyk and Dubois fight? Because one of the things, me as a fan, it was disappointing that fight never happened between him and Daniel. But he's certainly up there, and I think he's the man that, either one of those men should be fighting after July 19th. Yeah,
listen, if all was fair in boxing, Joe would be fighting for the title now because he's earned the right. But this is a business. But God is good, and good things will come to Joe because he's a wonderful person. He's got an unbelievable amount of karma, credit coming, for all the good things he does for everybody that we won't speak about, but he is a gentleman and it's genuine, and his time will come. He's training hard, hopefully get a fight for him soon, and then once the titles become available, he'll be ready to fight for them.
And he has the best call-out videos ever.
Yeah, he does, yeah. You got to catch up with him. You got to do a bit more now on social media, yeah.
Andy Lee, thank you. Listen, thank you so much for having us here, pal. It's always a pleasure. And we're going to interview the main man now. But on that, we got to get an Oosh. This is your debut on OooschTV. And 3, 2, 1, Oosh!